unlawful arrest. You know what they got arrested for?
Resisting arrest.
A case in Florida where an 18-year-old immigrant worker that had applied for his citizenship was eating on the steps of a building near his motel while speaking to his mother on the phone. But Deputy Kunovich found Mendes' presence outside to be odd and approached him. Mendes was staying in the hotel scene here. The rest of the body cam footage has not been released by the sheriff's office. Some speculate that it was because it could have shown Deputy Kunovich collapsing and dying, as Mendes has been charged with manslaughter following the arresting officer's death. But that's not the case at all. Notes from a report issued this week detail that the deputies tased Mendes multiple times and beat him until handcuffed for 6 minutes.
A medical examiner has ruled Sergeant Michael Kunovich died from natural causes.
Despite that finding, Virgilio Aguiar Mendes is still charged with manslaughter, and he's been in jail since May.
So if I've never seen a case of that's what the you get, I've seen one now. So that's what the you get. How ridiculous is it that this man passed out away from the person who, because they said he walked away and turned off his body cam, which means he's not even near the person any longer. How are we still blaming this man? I wasn't even in proximity with you at that point. I was apprehended by other officers when you walked away, I'm sure. How are we blaming me for this murder? For a murder of a person who died of natural causes, number one. How am I still in jail? What reason do the other cops have to then say, you know what? This guy, we're going to keep him locked up, even though we know for what? Why? Like, what is your actual reason, dog? You absolutely know he had nothing to do with this man's death. So what's your actual reason? We pissed. Why? It's not against the law to sit on some steps in a public area.
Facts.
So these are the things I heard from the case that I find questionable. Mm-hmm. He was bothered for sitting on steps and eating outside. That is what you questioned. Niggas do this all the time. When it's warm, bro, people eat outside. You ever heard of a picnic? It happens, dog. That roused your suspicion? Look at this. It's 65 degrees. It's 70 degrees outside. He eating outside? This motherfucker got to be breaking the law. He saw me and walked in the other direction. He's a criminal. What are you doing out here? I saw you over there eating on the steps. What are you doing? Eating on the steps, motherfucker. Why'd you get up when you saw me coming? Because I knew you was going to act like this. Like, you giving me a perfect reason why. This is why, motherfucker. I can't understand you. Let me get a Spanish-speaking cop. But in the meantime, let me ask you 6 more questions. Let me check you.
Telling me you don't fully understand.
Let me check you and see what you got going on. Why? You don't have no reason to search me at this point, dog. All you see is me eating and then get up and not want to be in your presence because you're not a pleasant person to be around. This is the crime? So, okay, this happens, then you die. I might have laughed a little bit. It's very possible. But whatever the case, you pass away and your co-conspirators at this point, because they're not just cops any longer, decide, you know what? Let's just keep this locked up as long as we fucking can. And we ain't releasing no body cam footage other than the shit that shows him, quote unquote, resisting the arrest that no one knows what he's being arrested for, because, you know, it's for resisting arrest. I just don't understand it, dog. Like, as human beings, why are you like this? I get it. Somebody you know just died. Boom, sad. Didn't he die, in fact, because of the chain events that he put into motion? One of the cops said, he would be alive if he would have never had that interaction. So why didn't he avoid it? He had all the power in the situation to avoid this interaction. He never had to have it. Mm-hmm. There was no cause for him to have this interaction. He put that chain of events into motion when he decided to be super cop and with somebody who didn't do anything wrong. So nobody's questioning the fact that he stopped somebody because they were eating on some steps. That was your beef, bro? This is almost worse than the nigga who was mad about the directions. Like, this is your beef, dog? I saw you eating on the steps and I got a problem with it. Why do you have a problem with it? Like, I got questions for you at this point. Like, this need to be a back and forth interview.
I don't have enough heart-stopping stress in my life.
Yeah, I need something else to amp it the up. Sir, I don't think you do. Oh my God. And again, cops they're gonna back cops. So y'all never gonna question the fact that this man was on pure bullshit. Y'all just gonna further punish somebody who clearly didn't do anything in the first place. But let's say it was something suspicious about eating on steps. Is it worth 7 months in jail? Like, can you justify in your brain somebody eating on steps could have been something else? We don't know what else it is or could have been because nothing else actually happened. how do you then justify 7 months of jail time?
Well, we don't know what it could have been.
There was
And
no
what we
crime
did-
reported.
And what we did investigate turned out to be, well, there was nothing.
There was no crime reported. So let's just say in a different scenario where this shit isn't the stupidest thing we've ever heard, he was riding around because somebody reported a young Hispanic male in a white t-shirt near the Super 8 motel just stabbed somebody. Okay, now you see the guy sitting there. He's young. He's Hispanic. He's a male. He's wearing a white t-shirt. He's within a few feet of the Super 8 motel. Now, stopping him makes a little more sense. But even then, I mean, damn, bro, you got to have some type of something to go off of, because then you're just saying, well, it's okay to arrest every Spanish male. And that's not okay either.
Wearing a white t-shirt who happens to be in the proximity. How far is proximity? A mile, 10 miles?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There's no blood on his shirt. So, like, even if there had been this thing, his shirt is pristine. He's just a young man wearing a white t-shirt. A lot of people have them. And the fact that he's wearing flip-flops and shorts and it's night, this may be his bedtime was higher, as a lot of men wear shorts and t-shirts to bed. This is not enough reason to roust this young man. But again, none of that is even going on. There is no crime reported. You're just a dick.
Well, on top of that, it would be understandable if you approach to be like, hey, are you good? It's weird. I've never seen anybody sitting over here. Oh, you're at the hotel. Okay, cool. Are you good? Yeah. All right.
Yep.
And you let him go.
Because even though you were suspicious, you could have played it differently.
Yeah, because it's just unusual for me to see this thing because I patrol this area. I haven't seen this occurrence before.
And I haven't seen you.
You could have said, oh, there's a guy sitting out in public minding his own business.
And kept it moving.
And kept it pushing.
Yep.
Because you had options.
I see no crimes.
Right? Well, here's the other side. And here's the one other thing. If you blame this young man for the cop's job choice, apparently horrible arteries, heightened stress, how many other people can you literally blame for this
anybody
man's
that
death?
man comes in contact with in the course of his day?
Well, going back how far?
Say, at least that whole day, because that's the day he died.
Right.
So anybody he dealt with that day should be on trial.
I mean, everybody. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Because you've added to his stress, you've added to his.
So before he left
conditions.
home, if he told his son to take out the garbage the night before and it was still there, his son needs to be on trial. Because that added to his stress level. Because when he saw that garbage that hadn't been taken out, that he definitely told this motherfucker, we've all been there. As a parent, for sure. I know I told that motherfucker to do something. That, it causes a little bit of a rise, because who the fuck is he to not do what I told him to do? So put his son on trial. He deserves it.
Who cooks his meals? Because his arteries is trash.
I think she needs to be on trial. If it's his wife or whatever the case may be.
Whoever that person is.
And if it's him, he got what he had coming. He paid his
nature took care of the punishment.
Natural selection.
Yeah. So the ability to blame a random individual for the actions of another random individual.
It just goes to show again, though, how putting on that uniform makes people lose their humanity. Because a group of other humans outside of this event chose to further punish somebody who common sense told them didn't do anything. He couldn't have actually, dude passes out. The fact that it wasn't during the tussle, like at least if it was during we tussling and then he just fall out, maybe we think he did something in that moment that we just didn't see. The fact that you fell out 7 minutes later across the street,
sitting down in your car.
How can I now still hold this against this young man?
Yeah. At that point, your heart rate should have been low. You should be back to normal.
And also, once we got there and we started asking this man's questions, why wasn't he just released? What were you doing? I was sitting on the steps eating. What else? I walked away. These are the things, dog. That is literally the two things I did. I was eating, then I walked away. Why'd you walk away? My room is in this direction, as I pointed out.
Because my walking away and this guy driving by, mere coincidence. Two things just happened to have happened in
at the
close
same time.
proximity, and he took it as a personal slight to him and came at me.
Yeah. After that, I did nothing. Why am I in handcuffs?
I was confused.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know what was going on. And I
stopped.
don't speak the language very good. So that's why he called you.
And when I got assaulted, I responded how people do. Man tried to reach in my pockets. I was like, yo, wait, hold on.
Yep.
And that's an abnormal response to somebody grabbing a hold of you and going in your pockets?
Seems normal to me.
He died of bad diet and poor life choices. And you're going to be like, but he interacted with a human before.
I wasn't even near him when it happened. Point blank, period.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Because if that's the prerequisite for murder,
every negative interaction that anybody has with another human being, if that human being later on passes, you're to blame.
Everybody at that point that he interacted with,
everybody's a murderer.
Interacted with is guilty. Wild. All right.
I can't get with the humanity of it though. Like as a human being, if I'm one of the cops who works at the station, I wasn't there that night. And I'm like, well, what this guy, I'm coming in for my shift. What's this guy in for? Oh, he was resisting arrest. Oh, okay. What was he being arrested for? All right. Yeah, Ron died. Oh, what happened? Oh, he had a heart attack in his car. So we're keeping this guy for, until indefinitely. All right. Why are we keeping this guy indefinitely? Well, he was the last person he interacted with before he died. Okay, I'll follow. Did he stab him, punch him? What happened? Oh, no. It's just, but he was the last person. If I'm that guy, dog, I'm like, why we ain't letting this man out? Nobody has presented to me that this man has committed anything.
Except being present.
He existed.
He survived.
Yeah, take that man back to the Super 8.